Okay, so have you ever heard of a city suing its own mayor? That is exactly what's happening right now in wacky San Diego. And of course, it's all about money. Mayor Bill Filner has been making national headlines lately for his alleged sexual harassment of staffers, even being slapped with a lawsuit by one of them. Well, the city wants to make sure that it and the taxpayers don't get stuck with the bill for any potential damages and attorney's fees, and is making sure that the money would come from the mayor's pocket. Anna Yum is an attorney for San Diego, and Mark Sandriff is a GOP strategist for California. Welcome to both of you.
Hi, Melissa.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anna, break this down for me. What is the city trying to protect itself against, and are they likely to be successful?
Well, Melissa, at the end of the day, what I want to say is this. If these allegations are true, with this 8th woman coming forward, this is scandalous, shameful, and just sinful conduct. And essentially what the city is saying is that they filed a lawsuit claiming equitable indemnity, which basically means, listen, we're not liable, but if we are found liable and if we have to pay damages, Mayor Bob Filner, we want you to pay for the damages because you are the one who caused all these problems. And essentially what they're saying is that they don't want to defend Mayor Bob Filner, and they're saying your conduct was egregious, and why should the taxpayers have to pay for this, for your perverted choices?
Mark, I mean, it's shocking to me that they have to take this stand. It seems like he should have to pay for his own defense, and he should be the one who pays for these damages because he's the one who's accused of the conduct.
Well, his lawyer had the audacity to ask for the city to pay for his expenses, basically on the claim that the city never gave him sexual harassment training. In fact, the contention is that in the 20 years that he served in Congress, that he never got sexual harassment training there either. And
Wow.
the thing that is so amazing about all of this, and the ironic thing, is that everybody from Washington, D.C. to San Diego has known about this guy's behavior. He's been a serial pervert. He's been a jerk for years, and yet they propped him up for mayor. They contributed to his campaign. They worked on his behalf to get him elected, and now they're all shocked that this kind of behavior was going on.
Yeah. Anna, go ahead.
Yes. What I was going to say is what's astounding is that he is still staying firm. He's saying, I am going to be the mayor. I am not stepping down. I am not resigning. And I think that's part of the reason why over 60% of San Diegans want him out. They just want him out and they want a recall.
Mark, it is a really serious issue, though, that taxpayers could be liable for this behavior. You know, it is insult to injury on top of everything else. Would that be a lesson to taxpayers around the country down the road when we're thinking about, I don't know, electing people like Anthony Weiner, who may do things while they're in office, and then the taxpayer would be liable for his behavior if he continued past behavior when he gets into office?
Or you have Eliot Spitzer, who's also running for office there in New York. In fact, between Filner, Weiner, and Spitzer, they form a little perv club and then have jackets made. It's crazy. But you're right. It's a lesson for the taxpayer because the relationship between the citizen and their elected officials should be built on trust and respect. And unfortunately, these guys have neither. And even worse in San Diego, there's really no recourse. If the mayor decides he doesn't want to step down, they can bring an ethics complaint against him. They can even try to impeach him. But as far as I understand it is, you know, there's just no way short of a recall that they can get this guy out of office.
And I'm not sure that the city's going to be successful because, you know, this was the first question that I asked when this originally came out, was that if this was a corporation, the corporation would be worried about its liability. It'd also be insured against its liability for its CEO's behavior. So is the city not insured against their liability for lawsuit or for a mayor's behavior? And do you think that they'll be successful not being liable because a corporation would be?
Right, you raise an excellent point, Melissa. I firmly believe that the city is going to be held responsible in terms of defending him, because if you think about it, historically speaking, the city has already spent about $10 million paying for past city officials who have either been embroiled in scandals involving campaigns or other types of scandalous, controversial situations. So I believe that it's going to be very difficult for the city to say that he was not acting within the scope of his employment during these allegations. As much as I don't want the taxpayers, including myself, to have to pay, I think it's going to be a very difficult battle for the city to overcome.
And I tried to look into this, and the last time they said that the city is self-insured, which means that they're on the hook for it, where a corporation would have an insurance to indemnify themselves against this. We got to go, guys. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next on Money, Facebook